Should the Carolina Panthers trade for Jalen Ramsey? What's going on, Panther Nation? It's your boy LCameraTV here, man. And I've been working on something for a little while now, but I finally got it in place. I got my affiliate link for NFL shops, so you can cop all your NFL gear on my page. The link is in the description below, man. I know y'all want your Carolina Panther jerseys, hats, mugs, all types of cool stuff. You know, I got a Cam Newton jersey. I'm trying to get a Christian McCaffrey and a Luke Kuechly, you know what I'm saying? I got offense. I definitely need defense, man. So any NFL fan or Panther fan that wants some NFL gear, come to my affiliate link, cop some jerseys, cop some mugs, cop some stuff, man. Make sure you represent the Carolina Panthers when they're in London and wherever else, man. And thank y'all for showing love and tuning in. Definitely cop some gear. If y'all don't want the L camera, you might as well get the Carolina. Yo! Welcome to Camera TV. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share cool things like Facebook and Reddit and Instagram and Roman.com and Twitter and wherever else. And guys, we got a lot to talk about today, man. We gotta give a big shout out to a certain player that I don't talk about enough on this channel. So then we gotta talk about that. We gotta talk about maybe a trade that the Panthers should make and will be best for both sides. Then we gotta talk about that. And the nonsense that I've been hearing about a certain draft that's coming up. So we got a lot to talk about today, guys. So let's get started. So the first thing I want to talk about is my man Luke. Luke Kuechly just passed Brian Urlacher for the most tackles in the first 8 seasons of his career. Now, mind you, I don't talk about Luke a lot. Why? Because he's a constant. He's consistent. He's the guy you don't really got to talk about all the time because he always makes plays. He always does what he's supposed to do. I mean, maybe we take that for granted because we have such a great linebacker, and I think he's the best linebacker in the league. I mean, respects to Bobby Wagner, but I feel like you got to kind of, you know, surpass Luke in some way, and I don't think he has, personally. But Luke is, like I said, the constant. He's a consistent guy, and he doesn't make a lot of waves or talk a lot. So he kind of gets, you know, glossed over by the Cam Newtons and the acquisitions and stuff like that we make. But we gotta talk, you know, we gotta give shouts out to, you know, a great linebacker and one that we probably, you know what I'm saying, won't have again. Like, I remember the time we had John Beeson, who was very good himself, but had issues with injuries. I remember when Thomas Davis was battling injuries. I remember when, you know, our linebacking core was not as dominant as it was. And all that changed when we drafted Luke Kuechly. So, as great as he is, as, you know, consistent as he is, you know what I'm saying, the much we don't talk about him because he doesn't really make waves that much. You got to show love to the guy because, like I said, he's that constant. He's the one who runs the defense. He's the one who gets everybody lined up. He's the one who reads all the plays. You know what I'm saying? Like, Luke is just, he's a great thing to have. And, you know, there's a lot of teams without great linebackers in general, or just a linebacker in general. And we're one of the lucky teams that has arguably top 2. I think he's the best, but, you know, obviously it's debatable. But shout out to Luke, man. It's a great accomplishment, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, he's been dominant in tackles since he came in the league. And he's been, since he came in the league, been the best, I think, you know, intercepting linebacker in the league also. So, Luke is, he's a dominant. You know what I'm saying? He does everything. So, shout out to Luke Kuechly, man. You know, congratulations on the accolade. But obviously, I'm pretty sure he wants a Lombardi trophy. But it's always good to stack up accolades, you know what I'm saying? When you can, you might as well do it. And Luke is just doing his job, getting tackles and balling out, just like he balled out in the Tampa Bay game. And in other news, Jalen Ramsey just demanded a trade from the Jaguars. Now, the Jaguars are like our, you know, cat brethrens, you know what I'm saying? They're a special team just like we were, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? We both had our ups and downs. I think we have more success than the Jaguars have. But the Jaguars, you know, been worrying about Jalen Ramsey this whole time. Obviously, when he came to camp, he backed up the Brinks truck, you know what I'm saying? And he said he wanted to get paid. Part of the things he wanted, you know, obviously he wanted a new contract. And he's been having an issue with the head coach, Doug Monroe, because of, you know, him constantly playing zone coverages, which obviously Jalen's a man corner. He's very good at man coverage. And he wants to play man. I understand that, you know what I'm saying? And here's my thing. So the Carolina Panthers, should they trade for Jalen Ramsey? I think they should. And I'm going to tell you why. One, we're already going to pay a corner in James Bradbury. James Bradbury is in his final year of his contract. He wants to get paid. Jalen Ramsey is in the final year of his contract. So we're going to pay a corner. One or the other. We're going to pay one of them because obviously either we trade for Jalen, pay him, or we keep James and pay him, right? But Jalen's a lot better than James Bradbury. And I like James Bradbury. He's a good corner. But Jalen Ramsey is, probably arguably the best corner in the league. That's me just being honest. And James Bradbury is not that. So this is why I think we should trade for Jalen Ramsey. One, because, like I said, you got to pay one of the two corners either way. So what the Panthers could offer the Jaguars is, hey, you was going to play Jalen anyways. Take James Bradbury, who is a better zone corner because he plays zone a lot in our system. Better zone corner. Take James Bradbury. You was going to have to pay him anyways, and you could probably pay him less than we were going to pay Jalen Ramsey because he's not as good of a corner. And we'll take Jalen Ramsey and give y'all maybe a second-round pick. You know what I'm saying? I know they want a first, but give them a second and, James Bradbury, which will be basically 2 second-round picks. You know what I'm saying? James Bradbury is a pretty good corner. You know what I'm saying? He played really well for us. He matches up with Julio Jones, Mike Evans, and all that stuff, and played pretty well. Even against, in the Rams game, he had a pick and was one of the highest-rated defenders on our team in that game. So I would do that. I would get Jalen Ramsey in the fold. And now you got 2 really good man corners because people forget Dante Jackson is a very good man corner. He can play man coverage really well. Now, mind you, our scheme is more zone-based. But I think we should definitely go more man because one of the things I hate about the defensive scheme that we do is that we give guys like 5-10 yards space because, well, I understand why James Bradbury would give him that much space because he's not a fast corner. You know what I'm saying? He ran like a 4.5. You know what I'm saying? He's not that fast. So you don't want to press with him because if he gets beat, it's to the house. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Jalen, he ran like I think a 4.4. You know what I'm saying? He's a very fast corner. So you can play man with him, and obviously we know Dante Jackson is moving also. And you got Trey Boston and Eric Reid over the top. So for me, or you can have Trey Boston in the middle, you know what I'm saying, room on both sides. You have Dante Jackson and Jalen Ramsey, and you have Eric Reid in the box, personally, in my opinion. So I think that would be the best course of action. I think we should flip that. You know what I'm saying? Flip James Bradbury with Jalen Ramsey and maybe give him a second-round pick. And that way we still keep our first-round pick. We have to pay Jalen, but I don't want to give a first-round pick and James Bradbury and have to pay Jalen. That doesn't make any sense. So hopefully we'll give a second-round pick. You know what I'm saying? They'll still get a draft pick that they want. Jalen Ramsey, and they get James Bradbury. We pay Jalen Ramsey, they pay James Bradbury. And both of us have a corner that's good for our system and good for us. I think Jalen Ramsey will be a lot more susceptible in our system, obviously. And I think we should play a little bit more man because giving people 5 to 10 yards, space and coverage makes no sense to me personally. Because again, especially when you have faster corners, you know what I'm saying, press up on them. Even if they get beat, they can recover. You know what I'm saying? So I understand when we had Josh Norman or when we had James Bradbury why we did that. But in this situation, we don't have, if we get Jalen Ramsey, we'll have 2 fast, you know what I'm saying, good man corners. Why not play man? That's my opinion. I think Jalen Ramsey will be a great addition to our secondary. And our secondary is really looking good, even with James Bradbury. So if you put Jalen Ramsey, I think I'll take our secondary over the top. And we'll have a lot of coverage sacks. So hopefully we pull the trigger. And I think, you know what I'm saying, another trade we should make obviously is AJ Green. But I won't beat that dead horse. But definitely, I think the Jalen Ramsey trade would be a good idea. And finally, I want to talk about CBS Sports. Now, I've seen CBS Sports basically say the Panthers should draft Justin Herbert with the 4th or 5th pick, right? And I'm telling you guys, do not fall for the hype, right? They're saying maybe the Panthers should move on from Cam Newton. His contract is, I think he ran out all his guarantees. They said get a new head coach and get a new quarterback. That's what they were saying, right? Now, mind you, I'm going to tell you why this makes no sense. One, don't fall for the hype in the sense that there's a bunch of quarterbacks they say are good quarterbacks that do not perform in the NFL. Marcus Mariota's for one. Jameis Winston's another one. Andrew Luck did not perform to what they classified him as when he was in the NFL. There's a lot of quarterbacks that get drafted high. Matthew Stafford, Sam Bradford. There's a lot of them that get drafted first pick in the first round and going to be great talents. And they get in the NFL and they don't produce. So just because you say, okay, let's get rid of Cam Newton, let's draft Justin Herbert. If he sucks and stinks it up, then you're in the same situation. Now you're in a perennial loop of trying to find a quarterback. You're like the Miami Dolphins, or you're like some of these other teams that still can't find a quarterback. The Jaguars, for one. Jaguars just paid Nick Foles because they didn't have a quarterback. Blake Bortles He was, I think, the 4th or 8th pick or something like that, whatever, in his draft, and he didn't pan out the way they thought he would. That's why they let him go. They got Nick Foles. He got injured. So if you don't have a quarterback, you have no chance. And just because this quarterback looks good in college, or especially an Oregon quarterback, Oregon has a system. I'm not sold on any Oregon quarterback because, again, they're more system based. A lot of times they don't call plays. They look to the sideline. It's not a good system to get a quarterback from. I want a quarterback that's, good under pressure, knows how to call plays, controls the huddle. I don't want a quarterback that's looking to the coach all the time, because when you get in the NFL and you have the audible and have to do all these other things, that's not going to happen. So when people say, oh yeah, get rid of Cam, I'm like, okay, well, let's say we get rid of Cam. Because remember, from Jake Delhomme to Cam Newton, Jake Delhomme to Cam Newton, basically, we was in a drought. We had Matt Moore, we had Jimmy Clausen, we had all these quarterbacks. Jake Delhomme wasn't playing well. We had all these quarterbacks, and we weren't doing well. So then finally we get Cam Newton, and we get some semblance of success. And now we're saying ship him out so we can get another quarterback. And you might go through that same cycle again. You might be like, oh, quarterback after quarterback after quarterback, and not pan out. It's a 50-50 chance as far as drafting players. Taco Charlton for the Cowboys is not panning out. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of players that do not pan out. Just because Robin Ndici didn't pan out. There's a lot of players that don't pan out. And to think that, okay, just because he's rated high, he's going to work out, that's not true. We all thought Marcus Mariota would be a lot better than what he is. And he's not. He's more of okay, I need everything around me to be successful. I need a great defense. I need receivers. I need this, that, and third. And to be honest with you, he's still up and down. He's still an up and down quarterback. Jameis Winston, #1 overall pick. And he's been horrible for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, even though he beat us. There's a lot of things that do not pan out the way you think it is. Russell Wilson was not a first-round pick. You know what I'm saying? He was, I think, drafted in the 2nd or 3rd round. And look, he's a franchise quarterback for the Seahawks. There's no science to picking a quarterback. It's just you either got it or you don't. You don't know who's, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might think a quarterback is great, Jamarcus Russell, and they turn out to be horrible. You might think, Ryan Leaf. It's littered with quarterbacks that didn't pan out. So just don't think, okay, all right, we're going to get rid of Cam, we're going to get this new quarterback, and he's going to take us to the promised land, because it does not work out like that. There's no perfect science to pick quarterbacks. There's no perfect science to pick any player. You know what I'm saying? Drive, you know what I'm saying, capability, ability, all that stuff, availability. We might get a quarterback that's injured all the time. that's definitely, like, look at Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is a good quarterback, but he's injured all the time. He had a back injury, he had this, Andrew Luck, injured all the time. You know what I'm saying? So, to say that get rid of Cam, even though Cam only missed 5 games in his whole career, Cam's been available for most of his career, and he's having a rough patch right now. It's only been 2 games in the season. I think that's an overreaction. I think a lot of people are overreacting to what they've seen. But again, at the end of the day, it's not a perfect science to pick a quarterback. So if you get Justin Herbert, you might think, oh yeah, we're going to the Super Bowl now. And he might stink it up. Oh, I'm assuming you guys want us to go to a full rebuild mode. Maybe. Maybe we should get rid of Kuechly and stuff like that. Maybe that's what y'all think. Because obviously, people are saying that, oh, get rid of Cam. Well, if you don't got a quarterback and you don't really got, I think the receivers are good, but they're not great. What are you going to do then? That's just my take on it. I see people as are overreacting because we're 0-2. And at any point in time, you can go 14-2 if you so choose. You know what I'm saying? That I think we'll probably go 10-6, to be honest with you, or 11-5. But people are overreacting on this 0-2 situation like the season's over. That's why it's a 16-game season. It's not, you can turn the tide really easy. Especially with Drew Brees injured, which, obviously you don't wish injury on anybody, but Drew Brees is out for 6 weeks. Come on, man. Yes, he's going to come back for the Panthers game, but he's just coming right off an injury. You know what I'm saying? Like, with a torn ligament in his thumb. I don't think he'll be throwing the ball that well this season. So the division is wide open for us. You know what I'm saying? We got, everybody's 1-1, and we're 0-2. But that tide can change really easily. So everybody calm down, chill. I'm going to take the Aaron Rodgers approach and say relax, because we're still in a good situation, and now the division looks wide open more than any time in the last few years. Well, that's it for me, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share cool things like Facebook and Reddit and Instagram and Romo.com and Twitter and wherever else. And guys, get in the comment section, man. Should we trade for Jalen Ramsey? I think it's a good idea. Swap James Bradbury with Jalen Ramsey. give them like a second-round pick and pay Jalen. I think that would be a good situation. We can start playing more man defense and actually, you know what I'm saying, put him on Julio and Michael Thomas and have him follow those guys, especially because I think Javion Elliott is a pretty good corner and Dante Jackson is a baller. So definitely, I think so, but let me know in the comment section below. Check out the Spreadshirt account, the Patreon page, both of the links in the description. Check out the NFL affiliate link. Copy LCameraTV gear here. Y'all already know what it is. NFL gear, all the Carolina Panther gear. Copy it on the NFL affiliate link. Y'all already know what it is. Check out my dog Renan Steen's channel. Very funny dude, very talented. We got a podcast together. Definitely watch some of those videos, man. I think you'll really like them. Definitely check it out. And shares for all the Panther fans. You might Panther related, might football related. Y'all already know LCameraTV rocking Panther Nation. The Panther Nation rocking LCameraTV. Thank y'all for showing love. Thank y'all for tuning in. And I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.